Stitch Club. Today I'm going to show you how to thread your sewing machine and also how to make a bobbin. Now I use Janome brand sewing machines exclusively for my classes, and so I'm kind of putting this online so that my students will have something to refer to as they're threading their sewing machines. And it has a drop-in bobbin. So I just kind of prefer those. It's a lot easier than the front-loading bobbin. So let's get started. Okay, I'm at my sewing machine, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a bobbin. So I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to put it up here in the spool holder. And most machines are going to be pretty similar to this. There might be a couple of different things. There might be a different way to wind your thread around the screw top tension disc, but otherwise they're pretty much the same. And this actually has a diagram on top to show you how to put the thread. It's in the dotted line, and it tells me that I need to go around the screw one time, and then I'm going to take my bobbin and I'm going to put the thread from the center of the bobbin up through the little hole and grab it. Oh, dropped it. Doing this in the air is kind of challenging. And I'm going to grab that. So I have my thread going up through the center and up through one of the holes in the bobbin. And then I'm going to just pop that right onto the bobbin spindle there, and I'm going to push it over. And then I'm going to start making a bobbin by pressing the foot pedal. So I'm going to hold this thread and wind it around my fingers really tightly because I don't want to let go of this thread. And eventually, as it spins, it's going to break off, and that's fine. That'll get rid of your tail. So I'm going to depress my foot pedal all the way to the floor. And it's spinning. And I'm holding this thread up here really tightly, not so tight that it pops the thread off, but just tight enough so that it'll break off. And if it doesn't break all the way, you can simply trim it. And you can just keep going because it will stop automatically when it's full. Or when you run out of thread. And so there is your bobbin. Now to put my bobbin in, I'm simply going to open the bobbin case area, and I just drop it in. And on the top of the bobbin case, it shows me that the thread needs to be coming off from the left of the bobbin, sort of in the shape of the letter P. So I'm going to make sure that my thread is coming off of the left side of my bobbin, and I'm going to drop that in. And then it also shows me that there's a notch that it goes into, and then a notch that comes up. And it's really quite simple. That's all there is to it. There's 2 notches, and you just lay it up there and then put the case cover on. And now we're ready to thread the sewing machine. The sewing machine spool holder is, as you can see here, it's horizontal on my machine. Some machines have spool holders that stand straight up, and this one happens to come with 2 spool holders so that I can have it either way. I'm going to go ahead and use the horizontal spool holder. So I'm going to pop my thread on there and put the stopper at the top. And now I'm ready to thread my sewing machine. My sewing machine has arrows and numbers, so that kind of helps to thread the machine. But I'm first going to go down, and then number 2 is around the green lever there, and number 3 is up and over to the left of the thread holder. And then number 4 is behind a metal latch there. And then there's a small little metal thing that holds the thread there. Now this machine has a needle threader, so I'm going to put my thread from the left under the white little lever there to the left, and then I just place it underneath there, and it pulls up a loop in the back that I grab onto and pull. Now I need to bring my bobbin thread up through the hole underneath. To do that, I'm going to push my needle down button while I'm holding on to my top thread, and then I'm going to push my needle up button, and then I'm going to pull, and that brings the bobbin thread from underneath up through the hole. So now I'm ready to sew.